Welcome everybody, it's Unstoppable Steletsy again with yet another Age of Empires 3 Diviv Edition CAFSA game. So we got ourselves a nice 2 versus 2 supremacy. We got ourselves a Germany and a Italy versus a Sweden and a Japan. Some pretty diverse options this time, you know? I mean, the only one we see a lot of usually is what, Germany? I like the diversity in civs this time. This is going to be really neat. So before we get started, let's check the map out real quick. This is a map I remember a lot from my younger years, you know. I always used to hide behind here when the expert AI used to come for me. You got these little crossings, these little fords in the river that you can cross over to this land bridge. You got natives there. Yeah, it's a pretty nice, cozy place to be, but then you get this nice trade route too you can take advantage of. So, it's a map I know very well. Let's see how this map goes, shall we? And this match, for that matter. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Germany. What can we say about Germany? They love aggression because they literally get free cavalry with their cards, right? Ulans. 2 Ulans in Age 2, 3 Ulans in Age 3 cards, and 4 Ulans in Age 4 cards. Also, they get these really neat villagers called settler wagons. They're really great because they got the power of 2 settlers in one. It might cost 2 population, be pretty expensive to train, but yeah, they're very valuable assets to have, and the more upgrades you get, the better they become, you know? This market right here, adding in hunting dogs eventually, is going to be really good for these settler wagons. They're going to get a lot of value out of that. And their ally, the Italians over here, another good civ that's great with economy. The reason for Italy is because they get settlers pretty quickly. Unlike the British who do it by building houses, Italians get extra settlers by researching technologies. Yeah, that's why this market is up so quickly. Notice how you see hunting dogs coming out. Once hunting dogs arrives, free villager. Once you get gang saw, free villager. Placer mines, free villager. And the list goes on from there. One other neat thing you get is Italy too is the architect. See, the architect is a very special type of villager. It can only chop wood, and it has a very special property regarding construction. See, initially, a architect will build any building for free, right? No wood costs. But it does so very, very, very slowly, right? And the way you can speed it up is pressing a little technology here. They'll have like a little compass there, but the cost of it is now you have to pay a wood cost to have it produce a normal speed again, right? So sort of when you're doing construction as the Italians, a lot of the macro involves when do I press the little compass to have it start building faster. If you don't need a building built right away and it's just sort of in the background, you might be able to get fine with not using it all and just have a bunch of free buildings. But if it's something like a market which you're depending on, yeah, you might have to tech into that a little bit quicker and sacrifice some of that wood. Now, the deck of Italy, let's see what deck they're doing. So this Italy is playing probably more economically, I would think. I mean, they do get the Croatian company, which is a very powerful shipment that gives us some Schiavonis and Krabats, which is a range cavalry. So yeah, I mean, I see a lot of economic options here. In terms of military, could really be anyone's guess. I don't see a lot of the upgrade cards for the Pavasiers though, which I personally use a lot of myself. Infantry hit points though. There's certainly that. And what's our ally doing, the German one? Let's see. So the Germany is looking at 2v2. This is a 2v2 deck. This really looks like a 2v2 deck I would do in Wars of Liberty, you know. Settler wagons, crates, skirms. Do I put Ulans in mine? I don't think I put Ulans in mine. I don't think I ever did. But then again, Wars of Liberty is a different beast. There you got actual musketeers and stuff, so you gotta treat it differently. I do like the six settler wagons though. That's actually equates to like 12 villagers and real gathering value, so definitely pay attention to that. Germantown Farmers lets you actually train the settler wagons instead of just shipping them. So yeah, and you need guild artisans. This is very important too to do it. Now this is interesting, Blood Brothers, so maybe we're going to see some of the, the Nukas being sent into the front lines. That could be pretty cool. Enough about this team, we've really been preaching about them for a while now, so let's look at the Japanese and Swedes. See what they're going to do. So Japan, as you know, they're great at turtling and just booming up. I see a lot of defensive potential here. You know, they got the enlist irregulars to give them some extra emergency units. They got the extensive fortifications to add more of the mounted castles in, which will certainly help with defense. Also provide you more places you can queue up flaming arrows from. I do see for resource cards, not a lot of economic cards, actually more combat, so maybe they're going to be taking more of a combat role. The only real booming thing I see here is the Heavenly Kami, which you really need to boom well as Japan. It just makes the shrines cheaper to put around the map, and it lets those shrines work a lot more efficiently. So we might see a bit more combat today, because between the cards in that deck and looking at the Torii Gates, I'm seeing more of a rush here. And what about the allied Swedes? You know, Swedes are actually quite similar to Japan in the fact that they got houses with a lot of economic potential. Instead of trickling resources, though, they just gather the resources around them. You know, see the little green and yellow ring here? Yeah, basically it's gathering from this mine all together. Really, you got 3 houses here gathering from one mine, and also every one of these torps also constructs a berry bush. Yeah, the berry bush can also be gathered from, giving you some food. Yep, definitely. And now we're starting to see some queue up of the Carolinas here. So, yep, we're going to see a bit of a rush, I believe, right now. Oh, interesting. They got a torp wagon here. How did they get that? They sent the Dominions. Yeah, that's a card that lets you get some torp wagons. And the torp becomes stronger, can receive economic shipments, and gather from crates. Interesting. So if you didn't want to put villagers on the front lines, maybe you would use that, I guess. Or if you just wanted those torps to last a little longer. Also, I see the Engelsberg Ironworks. This is a card I always get with the Swedish. It helps a lot with the mining gather rate. It's really effective, you know. Its key to really booming is the Swedish, followed by blueberries, which, what blueberries does is it basically adds more food to the berry bushes you already possess and the ones you create in the future through the torps. And it allows the torps to gather from the berry bushes a lot quicker, too. So combine that with Engelberg, you get a really quick food and coin economy that you can put right into Carolines here, as well as the Hussars and the the Hakkapelites, right? They don't get skirmishers. The Swedish, they have to rely more on mercenary options for that. Should I mention that Swedes are also a mercenary base civ, who, through many of their mercenary shipments, can also get access to that unit to their respective tavern. Yeah, it's kind of a neat way how it works out for them. But yeah, see how powerful these Carolines are? What makes them strong is they have their anti-cavalry multiplier at range instead of melee. You know, their melee attack is pretty normal. It is a little bit larger, so they're a little bit better at dealing with infantry and melee, but the way they fight cavalry is at range, similar to like a dragoon does, you know. They're almost similar to the old Wars of Liberty carbiniers, right? That used to use their carbines to kill cav from range. Yeah, that's exactly what these are. Yep. And, yeah. And now we see the Yumi archers coming in to help out on the assault over here against this Germany. Can they defend, though, is the question, because they're going to be dealing with pressure from both sides, it looks like. Armored Pistoliers. So it looks like our Italy here has gone up for a fast fortress into Armored Pistoliers. That is pretty good, you know. These Armored Pistoliers, these are not to be trifled with. These are a mishmash of many different things. They get high HP, really good hand armor. They got a bit of an anti-cav attack in their melee, making them a bit like a musket. But then they get this range attack. Notice the one splash damage. The area of effect. Yeah, they basically become like a mini grenadier almost. So they can really take on many different combat roles if you let them. You know, you don't lose them too easily. So yeah, that's going to be an excellent defense for their ally here. Excellent defense. And what do we see the Swedes doing now? They're just going to get their coin crates now and maybe try to group up a bit. They got some Ashigaru musketeers grouped up with them. Yep. And, yeah, look at this right here. This exposed torp is going to get torched by these pistoliers quite easily, you know. 46 siege, not bad. They're going to definitely take that out. Ah, nice, you know. In a sort of twisted way, I think, with torps, if you put them too far from your base, you could actually end up giving your ally extra food with the berry bushes, you know. So yeah, you gotta be careful of that. Definitely be careful of that. But unfortunately, they're a bit outnumbered now, and I wouldn't try to engage with these right now. I would try to wait for some help here, because I feel like the Carolines, they're gonna just one target down your pistoliers and you're gonna lose them. Where do you want them? Where do you want these boys? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you got your allies ones over here. And, basically I would do it as a group. Yeah. I would go in together and get the maximum splash out of these things, right? Yep, get them in this choke point here. Group them up. Make them all, get them into, like, pack them like sardines and then fire away at them. That's what you do. Yep, pack them like sardines right in this area. That's what you do. Forward, back. Forward, back. Now you're going to want to run now. These pistoliers are going to get you right now. Oh, and then they get a skirmisher shipping on top of it. Absolutely nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. Yeah, and if I know this Germany well, they might as well going to probably go for an industrial age, you know. This Germany, this player here goes with a lot of Germany industrial ages. It's just something they do, you know. Seeing a lot of their 1 versus 1 supremacies. So maybe we'll see that here, you know. They certainly got the resources for it, and I think they got enough villagers, right? They got about 9 settler wagons, almost half of the available ones. Settlers, a little bit weak, but with a lot of settler wagons, it doesn't really matter too much, you know. And the coolest thing of all is, if you go to Industrial Age, you can ship in 6 more settler wagons right away. And really get that economy going, you know. You're going to get a lot of bounty from burning down these torps, of course, too. Which potentially could get you a quick guild artisans as well. They're going to go for the Uhlans, the 9 Uhlans. Probably just to get some army on the field. You know, see, what you see here right now is a build of quantity versus quality. You know, you got a lot of, like, mercenaries here, but not a lot of numbers. And that could totally become a problem if the Japan and Sweden team decides to gang up on you. So you gotta be ready for that. Yeah, it looks like Italy's just starting to get these steel traps now. That's definitely gonna help them out quite a bit, because that's gonna give them, again, another free villager. Get free settler, there you go, boom, boom, boom. And they also got 3 town centers too, so they're basically going for a full boom right now. And how effective has that been? Right, 37 settlers, not bad. So they're definitely catching up there. And the thing that's also concerned for the Sweden and Japan team is they're not even up in the... Well, one just made it to the Fortress Age. Yeah, one just made it. But let's see how this goes from here. Right? So yeah, Sweden have been in a bit of trouble now, you know. They've lost a lot of their torps already. It looks like Japan's going to potentially lose shrines as well. And now they're actually forced to get, like, economic technologies from the market now. Yeah, they're going to have placer mines in, so yeah, they're going to have to do a lot of the work with their civilians now. Those houses aren't going to cut it anymore. And they may have to... They don't even have wood to put down more torps, so... It's really just putting out military at this point. Yeah. What they can get is Snap Block. Snap Block is a really nice card for the Carolines, which gives them more range and line of sight. Yeah, they can actually kite a bit more easier against cavalry, and it makes them a little bit better against infantry, because they can actually slightly outrange units like the Pistolier, once that's taken into effect. And maybe they'll be able to hunt these down and start targeting them one-on-one. That could be a possibility. Just wait for that snap block to come in, and I think they'll be able to make some impact. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Go. Boom. Pistoliers down. Yeah, that was good. Very good. Very good use of the card. And I think now these numbers from the Japan and Sweden teams are really going to start to stack up now. Now we're going to have this, yellow Germany, getting the factories going, trying to make the most of their age up. They're going to get mercantilism and get some other shipments out. What do they got for defense? Like, heavy cannon with some Uhlans, maybe? Oh, that could totally work, because this... One thing this team doesn't have is, cavalry. Cavalry or cavalry, so... Well, they're going to get... What are they going to do? They're going to get the Settler wagon... Watch out for the factory wagon, though. It's going to get sniped if you're not careful. That would be really sad to watch if the factory was taken out. Yeah, it basically punish the entire industrial age for you if you let the factory go. Will it get up in enough time to avoid being taken out? Yes, it will. I don't see anybody magically flying across here and taking that out, which is great. And fortunately, the Italian ally is really well fortified with the frontier outposts and the 3 town centers. This is like a Portuguese-style turtle right here. An excellent defense. Now this is going to provide you ample. Ah yes, and look at this. Look at the idle time on those Carolinas. Absolutely nasty. The one thing that's really bad about these is they don't get the multiplier in hand with their swords, you know. So when the U1s creep up on you like that and you're not ready to prepare, you're going to lose a lot of them. Oh wow, look at these Papal Bombards at the perfect place at the right time. Oh, and then you see the Carolinas go into their sword attack. Yeah, this is a big button ability that the Carolinas get. They gain increased speed and they run forward with their sabers. And look at that, they just sliced their way through those bombards. That was a good time to reserve it too. They needed that, because if they couldn't get up there close in person with the bombards, they would have taken them out for sure. Yeah, that was a good assault. Yeah, and then now you got Japan slightly in there, making it hard to do anything within that TC. It certainly stops build production, unless you can put them inside the TC. How much? Yeah, they got some food though. Yeah, so I guess if you want to, you could just put the settlers in the TC if you want to queue more up. Right, and then as I predicted before, Germany's just going to ship in heavy cannons. I think. Did they ship those in? I can't tell. Well, again, factory number 2 right now. And they got the factories working on heavy cannon right now. Good job. Yeah, good job indeed. Crisis averted. They counter with flaming arrow. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Flaming arrow is the counter to heavy artillery, or really any cannon. The thing that makes flaming arrows such a threat is they're so cheap as artillery, and they're also so versatile as artillery. You even see them starting to be trained right now from Japan. The thing that makes the flaming arrow such a threat is it's anti-infantry, it's anti-artillery. It can siege, it can take out ships. The only thing it's really not the best at is killing cavalry, obviously. It can deal with just about any other unit class very effectively. Yeah. And all you have to do is Japan is just put down enough of the Ashigarus, in a mass. Yeah. Put down the Ashigarus, put them into a phalanx, and then you just put the flaming arrows behind them. Yeah. Yep. And now we gotta see the Falconets coming in with the Carolinas. Yep. Now we're gonna start to target the cavalry here. Yeah, this is not a... Yeah, you're gonna want to try to take this... What happened? They took out a castle. Probably want to do that. But yeah, get these heavy cannons out of the range of the flaming arrows. You're toast. You really can't afford that. They went up with the Japanese isolation at the consulate. I noticed a block of units bigger than 5, 6. Yeah, that's one of the technologies they have for the Japanese isolationism. You can basically train units in blocks of up to... I saw it go up to, 10. And yep, by now I see the Yamabushis, the Kanchi Yamabushis. These pikemen. Really good against cavalry. And for flaming arrows, that's really the one weakness you got is cavalry. So if you can get a bunch of Yamabushis to protect them, pretty good stuff. They also don't cost any normal resources. They just cost the export resource. So if your export is in pretty good numbers, just sending a stack of like 10 or so of them can be pretty helpful. Yeah, really good unit. And now you see some flaming arrows, about 2 of them being shipped from the home city. These are not the honored level flaming arrows yet, but it's totally possible if they got some resources, these might become guard level at some point, otherwise known as honored. More Yamabushis, because now you got such a good number of villagers that your export rate is pretty decent right now, and you can afford to keep queuing more and more of them. It's not like the early game when export is really scarce. Once you get to about mid to late game, again, those lower costing export units out is just a really good idea if you're Asian, one of the Asian civs. And that's why when we're doing Wars of Liberty, you know I like to make the Opal Shendet Pikemen when I'm like China or Korea. Because it's such a good supplement to your army overall. Yeah. Now, one thing I noticed before that I see now is Veteran Royal Musketeers from Italy. It's a really nice native unit, you know, it's really powerful. In addition to not costing any sort of population, they do pretty good anti-infantry damage at range, and then they can hold their own against cavalry and melee as well. Really a versatile unit, you know. Oh, now we see the Papal Company. So 18 Papal Guards with 3 Papal Bombards. That is a really powerful card. What does it cost to get something like that? It costs like... yeah, that makes total sense. 1k of each resource. Totally makes sense. That's a really nice shipment. You know, and considering all these sort of units from the Basilica, does this man even have a Basilica? No, I'm surprised Italy did not make a Basilica this game. You know, the Basilica gives you a nice XP trickle, and it lets you make units like these, the Papal Guards. Basically what they do is they do a hook strike with their halberds to basically stun units and prevent them from moving, which leads to a lot more damage overall. It's definitely a good defensive unit to protect Bombards with. Yeah. What I do see is a lot of Lombards, though, from the Italians. Basically what these do is they basically help you balance out your... See this right here? They're already doing it. They're already setting up those Lombards to distribute the right proper number of resources. Yep. Basically what you do is if you like click on food, it'll take away that food, but it'll trickle you a balanced amount of wood and coin to compensate for it. So basically if you're floating resources, the point of Lombards is you won't be floating those resources longer. You'll basically be able to put it into more useful areas of your economy. Like if you need wood for artillery and you don't have it, use the Lombard to sell off some of your food or coin to get that wood, basically. It's a gradual process, but it's unaffected by market rates, right? The great thing about the market is it's instantaneous, the trade-off, but it becomes less effective over time as the market rates become unfavorable. Lombards, they're more consistent, but they're longer. Now, this is going to be a powerful assault here by the Italians and Germans. Look at all the heavy cannons this yellow Germany has gone through their factories. They're literally going into full cannon mode. Well, they got one on can, the other one's on coin. Right, and what are they going to train? Well, they don't have a lot of training units yet. Yep, they don't have any pop right now, so I don't really see what sort of cards they have sent or haven't sent yet. Yeah, you're going to want to make sure you get some houses up, because remember, with factories, they do not wait for you to get the population for that unit. If you reach the cycle through for a free unit from the factory, and you don't have the pop, it just starts it off again. It doesn't wait for you, and then gives you a cam when you get the pop. You have to wait again for it. So yeah, make sure you keep up with your house production when you're going for free artillery. Same thing applies to the Confucian Academy, too, for the Chinese and their flying crows, so just be aware of that. Yeah. I sort of get why they did that, because they want it to be more balanced, right? You didn't want a situation where somebody could have like a 200 pop army and just pop out 2 cans instantly when the units started to die off. That'd be totally broken. So yeah, I totally get why they did that. It's a balancing measure, really. And knowing the logic of how things like the Summer Palace work, yeah, basically as soon as you get one pop available, it'll send like the whole army of like 6 pop units or even more out. So yeah, can't do that with cans, since cans can really alter the performance of the battle in ways that infantry or cavalry just can't do usually. Oh, so we got culverins from Sweden protecting the flank here against heavy cannon encroachment. Good move, good move. But I think for sure that where's Japan going? Are they going to try to encircle them, maybe? Seems like it. Now, how many culverins you got here? You got enough to start making moves onto heavy cannons? Well, Germany was aware of that happened. They got their own culverins. Looks like they're gone, though. Yeah. These Papal Guards and French Musketeers basically just trying to protect the area. Oh, a revolution. Sweet Argentina revolution. Here's our gauchos and our revolutionaries. Very nice, you know. Argentina revolts. Certainly a fun revolt to do. Got lots of nice little tools. They got the gauchos, which is their outlaw unit that can basically be used to gather food from herdables. And then they get the horse grenadier, yeah, the granadero. Same good thing you got from Wars of Liberty, right? Horseback grenade throwing. Very powerful weapon. So we're starting to see Prince Electors, which means we might start to see some German native units coming from Germany now. Basically lets you pick one royal house that's German related and lets you make their units and research their technologies, I believe. It's a pretty powerful card since it's so flexible. Lets you get many different things. Yeah, you got a rogue Japan over here coming up on you with Ashigarus. You gotta be careful of that. You gotta intercept this, man. You gotta intercept that. Get those gauchos up there. And those dragoons and those revolutionaries. Flaming arrows, though, completely exposed. That's not good. Not good at all. Now, what is the game plan for them? Oh, so maybe we're gonna see... Do they have landmers? Well, veteran crossbowmen. Interesting. I didn't expect veteran crossbowmen. I think you would only get that if you were like going with landmers, right? That's interesting. So yeah, we already see some of the mounted granaderos though. These are the grenade throwing cavalry from Wars of Liberty. Also Argentinian, yeah. They're completely eating the flaming arrows though because they're totally exposed and there's really no infantry left. The infantry sort of just ran forward into the base expecting to do some siege, I think. But unfortunately, they were met with an army of gun-toting civilians ready to fight back in the form of revolutionaries. They're going to try to make their way into Germany, though, and maybe take out some settler wagons, which they're going to get one. They're going to get a settler. They're going to get a settler wagon. They're going to get them with the Yari. Yep. Naginata, I should say. Yeah. Good work. Good work. Now we got the Ashigarus over here. We're gonna plunge their Naginatas into the war wagons. Move forward. I don't know what's going on right now. Are they like winning? Are they losing? Yeah. See, the problem is you got somebody that just revolted, so they're probably gonna need some. Oh, they're actually doing pretty well economically. You know, they got a lot of resources prepared. And what did they get so far? They got the Granaderos, which gives you summon cows. That's pretty good. And then they can send, they're gonna send this one next. San Martin. Oh, they already sent that. So San Martin, yep, here he is. He's already on the field. He's an absolute tank. He's like a cataphract. Look at how much HP he's got. He's cavalry. Absolutely insane. And he's a hero unit too. So he doesn't like actually die, he just sort of just sits there unconscious if you knock him out. Which is great, he's like a permanent asset for you. And now these horse grenadiers are gonna try to blast their way through the walls. They're not even, there was a hole in the wall right there. Now they can basically take out these cults for free because not enough defense over there. know, Carolineers certainly a decent unit to use, but not enough. Not enough by any stretch. Too much strength and counter force, they cover as well. Yeah, I mean, I think we got it now. I mean, they're just, but yep, they need a little bit more wall space here, and they can start blasting away with the Japanese units. Good assault. Wow, look at the bold Germany putting the lumberjacks right up against the walls of Sweden. Actually, Japanese walls, yeah. Really bold moves, you know. Those things get lopped off pretty easily. You gotta be pretty confident to get rid of those. So we actually see a bit of a Japanese siege over here in the form of the Morotarus and the flaming arrows. IP Tardish Dungeons. Yeah, the famous Yaptushki petards. It's always something you can expect. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Now we've got the Horse Grenadiers cleaning up artillery over here, like the Shinobis as well. And yeah, this is an absolutely perfect Argentina revolt. Just the right amount of resources. Now they can send out the cavalry, the cattle drivers. This will give you even more cows that your gauchos can gather from. Petards. Here comes the Petards. Petards. Where are the Petards going to go? Yep, they're going to go right in, hopefully over here first. Get the TC down, and then work your way to the factories. Hit the Buddha, hit the Golden Pavilion. Golden Pavilion will be a good one to take out because it affects the ranged attack or any attack with the military units. Yeah, if you can take that out, you're going to be dealing with weaker units going forward. Yep, Horse Grenadiers, absolutely a brutal unit. Chasing after the actual bombs. Blowing crush damage into anything. Artillery and infantry included. Yep, more Horse Grenadiers going to the mountain castle. And then they're going to be able to move further in against this wall and attack from over here. Yeah, this is a really good assault here by these Argentinian cavalry. You know, this was an excellent revolt to do here. You know, it gave your ally a lot of strength to be able to support you. When are the Petards going to go in for the kill, you think? Petards on way. Yeah, find a good sweet spot to put them in and start blowing things to smithereens, I think, is the way to go. Oh yeah, get those Petards in there. Good idea. Absolutely good idea. 200 pops, so no problem. Yep, get those Petards in there. Fortunately, they're getting snared a bit, so it's going to take them a while. I think they'll make it to the factory. Blow up the factory. Or the town center, something. Get something. Oh no, don't watch out, the militiamen are coming, yeah. Militiamen are going to blast those up. Get them over there. Just enough. One Petard short of blowing it up. That's sad. Oh, the second wave will get him though. Yeah, I think the second wave will get him though. GG, yeah. Once they're right underneath your agriculture right here, I don't think there's a lot you can do, honestly. Yeah. I don't think there's much you can do there. So yeah, this was a really good match overall, I would say. I mean, yeah, this Italy was really playing like a supportive defensive role, you can see. Not a lot of resources, but just enough to get that perfect Argentina revolution going. You know, Sweden and Japan, very good economic civs. They're always going to have a lot of resources, but yeah, good work from Germany on the Sutter wagons, though. Really helped out. In terms of military, look at the difference in raising and kills caused by the Granaderos. The Horse Grenadiers, absolutely brutal. Destruction. Yeah. And also Germany with those heavy cannon management too. Really good stuff. They also got a lot of blow-ups too from those Petards and also just general artillery tactics. Really good work. They did a perfect job of dealing with an army with superior numbers. Really good job from them. I hope you enjoyed this 2 versus 2. We got more Casa games coming, so look out for the next ones as well. Signing off now from this one. See you in the next ones.